In a faraway kingdom, a loving home held a special secret. Keep this doll safe, my child. Feed it, and it will help you whenever you are in need. But winter came early that year, and with the first snow, Vasilisa's mother passed away. Time passed, and her father remarried. But the new wife was cold. Vasilisa was made to work from dawn until dusk, scrubbing, cooking, and spinning, while her stepmother watched with spite. Little doll, eat this and listen to my sorrow. They treat me so poorly. The little doll ate the crumb, and its eyes glowed like embers. Fire is out, you lazy girl. Go into the forest and ask Baba Yaga for a light. Do not return without it. Vasilisa stepped out into the darkness, leaving the only home she had ever known. Deep and ancient, the trees whispered secrets, and the shadows seemed to move on their own. Oh doll, I am so afraid. Which way should I go? The doll did not speak, but guided her steps, leading her deeper into the wild woods. A rider in pure white, on a white horse, thundered past. Who was that? The forest is full of wonders. For hours her legs aching, but the doll urged her forward, dressed in red on a red horse. As he passed, the sun rose high above the pines. Now red, surely I must be getting close. But as the day wore on, the trees grew thicker, and the path became a tangle of roots and thorns clearing. And there, surrounded by a fence of human bones, stood a terrible sight. The top two giant, scaly chicken legs, turning and shifting restlessly. The eyes of the skulls on the fence began to glow, casting a ghostly light over the clearing. I cannot go back, I must be brave. A terrible noise arose from the forest. Trees groaned and leaves swirled violently. Baba Yaga rushed from the woods, riding in a giant moat. I smell a Russian spirit. Who is there? It is I, grandmother. My stepmother sent me to ask for fire. Well, if you want fire, you must work for it. If you do well, I will give it. Back to the forest and your front to me. Vasilisa followed the witch inside. The door slammed shut, sealing her in. Bring me what is in the oven. I am hungry. Vasilisa served food enough for 10 men. For Vasilisa, she left only a crust of bread and a sip of kvass. To clean your hut. Little doll, help me. The task is impossible and I am afraid. The doll ate the bread and its eyes sparkled with ancient magic. Sleep, Vasilisa. The morning is wiser than the evening. I will do the work. While Vasilisa slept, the little doll worked tirelessly, separating. When the white rider passed the window, morning arrived. You have done it? Very well. But today the task is harder. Sort the dirt from the poppy seeds. If one speck remains, into the oven you go. Red Rider passed, and the sun climbed high. Baba Yaga flew off to hunt. But once again the task seemed impossible. But Vasilisa had her secret helper. The door called upon the mice of the house. Squeak, squeak, help the brave girl, they cried. Thank you, little friends, you are saving my life. The night passed and night fell. The seeds were clean and the dirt was gone. The trees cracked and groaned. Abaya, not a speck of dirt? You are too lucky, girl. Too lucky. Why do you not ask me questions? All who come here have questions. Do not ask too much. As you say, grandmother, to know too much can make one old too soon. You are wise. But surely you wonder about the riders?
Ido, grandmother.
Who was the rider in white? Hey, and the red rider is my son, and the black rider is my knight. The doll's warning and asked no more. Baba Yaga waited, but the girl remained silent. And how do you manage to do the work I give you? How do you survive? By my mother's blessing, grandmother. I want no blessings in this house. Be gone. Get out. The witch pushed Vasilisa out into the yard. I will not have the blessed here. Take your fire and go. It is what you came for. Vasilisa took the skull on a stick and ran into the dark forest, never looking back. The skull's eyes shone like torches, lighting her way through the thicket. Do not throw me away. Take me to your stepmother. In the evening, she reached home. The house was dark. Not a single candle burned. They must have fire by now. Surely, you have returned. We have had no fire since you left. Nothing will light for us. A skull inside, its eyes fixed immediately upon the stepmother and her daughters. It was like fire. It burned them where they stood, chasing them into corners. The stepmother and her daughters were nothing but ash. Only Vasilisa remained unharmed. Vasilisa buried the skull deep in the earth. The curse was ended. She could not stay in that house. Taking only her doll, she traveled to the capital city. Come in from the cold. Grandmother, may I stay with you? I will work and spin in exchange for a roof. The thread she made was so fine, it looked like mist rather than linen. My dear, this thread is too fine for my loom. No one can weave this. Help me, little doll. We need a loom fit for this thread. The linen was so light it could pass through the eye of a needle. The old woman took the linen to the Tsar, for no one else could afford such work. I have never seen such fabric. I will pay any price. But who can sew it into shirts? Oh, Majesty! The girl who spun and wove it must also sew it herself. So Vasilisa locked herself in her room and sewed a dozen shirts with stitches like pearls. When the Tsar saw the shirts, he knew he had to meet the maker of such beauty. Vasilisa washed her face, braided her hair, and stepped out to meet the royal messenger. When she entered the palace, the Tsar saw her beauty and her brave spirit shining through. You have made these shirts with your own hands? Now take my hand and become my queen. And so Vasilisa the brave married the Tsar. The wedding feast lasted for 3 whole days. By her side, and the old woman lived in the palace in comfort. Vasilisa never forgot her true helper. She carried the doll in her pocket every day, with wisdom and intuition, listening to the quiet voice that had guided her through the dark woods. The riders of day, sun, and night continued their eternal cycle, watching over the kingdom. Thank you, Mother.